What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more Blood Hunt. This time with issue 2 of Wolverine Blood Hunt. And if you guys missed the first issue of this series, or any other parts of this Blood Hunt event, then I'll put a card up at the top of the screen for you, and a link at the end of this video. But when we last left off with this series, Wolverine had been repeatedly attacked by vampires with military experience that were targeting him specifically. And with the help of CIA friend Jeff Bannister and former vampire hunter turned vampire ally Louise, aka Night Guard, Wolverine was able to fight back and find the trail that leads to who's sending these vamps after him. But while en route, he would get his answer that this mercenary group of vampires was sent by his old Team X teammate, Maverick, who'd been trying to give his sadistic pitch to recruit Wolverine to the side of the vampires. So if you guys are ready to find out how Wolverine responds to Maverick's sick and twisted game, and why Maverick would even try it with Wolverine, then you guys know what time it is. Let's get it. So we kick this issue off with Wolverine and Night Guard fighting off Maverick's recruitment attempt. And they're giving these vampire soldiers everything they've got. Night Guard's UV-powered weapons and Wolverine's rage prove formidable. But Maverick's team comes with some stupid heavy firepower, and they begin to overwhelm Wolverine and Night Guard, who are forced to retreat behind a nearby vehicle. And then once again, Maverick jumps on the horn with Wolverine to gloat about him having to hide right now, and he gives his offer once more. But Wolverine responds by shooting out the camera drone that Maverick was using to spy on this battle. Two things Wolverine hates are small talk and peeping Toms. Then Logan gets back in touch with his old CIA buddy Jeff Bannister, and he asks if he's got any Air Force buddies that owe him a favor. And luckily for Wolverine, he in fact does. And not too long after that, a drone strike comes in and wipes out these vamps. But then old Jeff drops some heavy news on Logan, that he's starting to get word on who's behind all of this Dark Force stuff. And Logan is in absolute shock when Jeff tells him that it's Blade. But he can't sit around and focus on that right now. He's got to catch up to that convoy in Long Beach, where they think that the soldiers are coming from. And then we pick up with Maverick, who's now got a backup drone flying over the site of the recent drone strike, and he's angry that he no longer has eyes on Wolverine. And here we can see that Maverick is not alone, and not only is he not alone, but the person that he's with is the one that really seems to be in charge. And then we get the full reveal of Alyssa, the head of the Siren Sect vampire clan, someone who'd first debuted in 2010. And Alyssa seems to really doubt that getting Wolverine on their side is worth all of the resources and trouble that Maverick's going through. In truth, what Maverick's brought to the table so far has already reinforced the alliance that she's built between her Siren Sect and the other vampire sects. But Maverick reiterates the need for having Wolverine on their side. He's an army all to himself, and a stone-cold killer that can't be killed. And Mav's sure that his plan will get Wolverine to come around. But to Alyssa, everything Maverick tells her is just words. She trusts in deeds, she tells him. Right now he's all talk. And when Blade and his minions are depleted after dealing with the superheroes, it'll be their turn to rise from the shadows in this vampire world with her as its queen. And if Maverick wants to be her king, then he better damn well make good on his word to have Wolverine carve out her path to the throne. Then we pick back up with Wolverine and Night Guard after they had reached the location from Bannister's intel. And it appears as though the intel was spot on, as Wolverine notices a bunch of Maverick's mercenaries loading civilians onto a ship along with weapons. This is where the people of Barstow disappeared to, apparently. And as Wolverine gets ready to go and bust up this party, he notices something's bothering Night Guard. And she tells him that the news about Blade has her a bit shook up. He was always an inspiration for her since back before she even was a vampire, and even more so after she'd become one. And if he can become corrupted, she wonders what hope she has. But Wolverine makes her cut out that line of thinking right away. Plus, he's been in the trenches with Blade enough to know that whatever's happening right now ain't smelling quite right. Same for Maverick too. Mav's never been about a power trip. He's only ever motivated by the money stacks. But if they are doing this on their own free will, then Wolverine and Nightguard have an obligation to take them down. But right now, they've got work to do right in front of them with freeing these civilians. And as we see the soldiers herding people onto a ship, one of the people puts up a fight and hocks a loogie at one of the vamp soldiers, which pisses off the vamp something serious. And just as this vamp is about to get his get back, he's shot right in the mouth with an arrow. And out jump Wolverine and Nightguard as they fight off the vampires, all while Wolverine tells the brave man to fall back against the vamps to help get the rest of the people to safety. Meanwhile, as Wolverine and Nightguard fight off the vamps, Wolverine thinks to himself that he wasn't fully honest with Nightguard. But this whole Blade thing is really bothering him a lot more than he let on, and he wants answers. But after they've wiped out this vamp army, they hop on a nearby boat, because now Wolverine wants to head to the Santa Cruz location that he had overheard the soldiers mention that they were heading to. And as they take off, he makes sure to have Nightguard blow up that big ass ship so it can't be used again. Then we pick up on Santa Cruz Island just as they arrive. And as Nightguard locates a spot that they could travel in through, she notices that there's something in the water. And whatever it is, it's moving towards them quick as hell. And it's a lot of it. As then a swarm of vampires jump up at Wolverine's boat. Apparently Maverick's got Navy vampires on his team too. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the issue. So what did you guys think about this issue? And how we feeling about the tie-in series so far as a whole? I for one am enjoying the writing by Mr. Tom Waltz, and I feel like this is a solid Marvel writing debut series so far. And I'm really hopeful that he can stick the landing. But I like how he portrays Wolverine's strength on the outside and trying to motivate Nightguard. But I also like that we could tell that this Blade news really does affect them. But what did you guys think about the inclusion of Alyssa and her desire to take Blade's spot at the top of the food chain right now? Looks like we got some dissension amongst the vampire ranks. And I wonder if that'll come back to bite them all later. Pun intended. But how do you guys see this thing ending? I want to hear all your best theories down in the comments. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel, then you can do so by stopping by the Comics Icon store and pick you up some of this merchandise, including the background music heard right here in this video, available for download. Or by joining the Iconic Fan Club channel membership, and there'll be a link in the description to join. But with your membership, your voice will be heard during our interactive live streams with yours truly, where we can talk about everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as ones that you'd like for me to go over in the future in other comic book news. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and up to 20% off of Comics Icon's merchandise from the Comics Icon store. And we've got tiers to the memberships as well, starting at just 99 cents. Or you guys can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do any of those, then you can still be a tremendous help to the future of this channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribe in the Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.